What about my soul? What about my personality? What about me is labeled fucking disposable? Alrighty. What up, y'all? So, I think I just finally figured out, why the hell I like abandoned buildings, abandoned places, abandoned anything so much. And just because I had a lot of time to think and ponder on life lately. I actually had the same amount of time, I just had a lot more reason to think and ponder on life. A little self-reflection. It's because I am one. I'm an abandoned thing. So, like, we're going through some shit. Like, but sometimes this is not a cry for help. This is not a fucking intervention. This is just an observation, pattern recognition, if you will. I don't think I had any childhood trauma. I don't think I had any like major, huge things. It's just things that have been happening since childhood that I'm starting to put together. And whatever lesson life is trying to teach me, I don't fucking think I'm learning it. So let's just say that I don't know. My dad was usually all right. He don't fuck with me now. I don't really fuck with him too much either. But way back when, I think the first thing that, like, we was cool. We had a good relationship. Not worried about too much about that shit. There was a couple things that threw me off though. Like, you know, he didn't come to my high school graduation. It's 24 years ago. So, you know, reasons why, I don't know. Maybe I said something stupid. Maybe a teenager. But he was the adult. Whatever it is, you're supposed to come to my shit. My stepdad came to all my shit. Like, recitals, not recitals. I did karate. I did, kind of played the violin. I played the trombone. I juggled. I was a weird ass kid. I rode a unicycle. Like, a lot of talents that were hidden gems, if you will, now. And I feel like he did some stuff, but he just kind of left me hanging sometime. And then I was like, is that an abandoned building? I'm gonna milk some sympathy views out of you fuckers. I just found a brand new building that's abandoned, and I'm talking about being abandoned. This shit couldn't be no better. I hope I don't mess this run up, because I'm not gonna repeat the video. I don't know what this place is. Anyway, later, my dad didn't abandon me until I got much older. That story's coming later. First girlfriend, 16 to, 15 to like 21. She was fucking some other dude. Motherfucker called me on her phone while they was together in her room. I had helped her get through like phlebotomy school or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Peaced out, tossed me to the curb. I'm like, God damn. Found me a couple of years later, was trying to get back with me. I'm like, bitch, you broke my heart. I helped you do shit. You tossed me to the fucking curb. Went through a couple more relationships. It wasn't, nothing. Like, I hope I don't get another fucking flat tire. It wasn't nothing like super detrimental, but you know, life has a way of fucking with you. It keeps fucking with you. You know what I mean? Anyway, ended up getting married to a beautiful lady. We had our ups and downs. Things happen. You know, we ended up getting divorced, unfortunately, and then it was one of those things where, to me, I feel like the pattern is, as soon as I'm open with somebody and tell them what's going on, or if I've been that way since the beginning, they find it as a threat that they have to actually do something. Like, people want me to bring them the stars, the moon, and the sun, and they want me to change and adjust. People sometimes, I feel like they wouldn't change their fucking socks for me, and that's horrible. But I digress. So, you know, we did the counseling thing because I'm trying. I'm struggling. I'm making sure that I'm making amends for any things that I fucked up, and I'm hoping she would like to do the same things. Went to 2 different counselors. First counselor was like, cool. I was like, here's the shit. Here's the proof. Irrefutable. Objective. I got pictures, and this is what I did. This is what I fucked up, and I'm trying to fix it. And this is what she did. This is what she fucked up. She didn't like the counselor. It was like, nah, let's try somewhere else. So I'm like, okay. So I'm still in the spirit of trying and still trying to be the one and show that I'm trying to make the relationship work. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go to another counselor. You know what this motherfucker did? The fucking counselor agreed with me again. So 2 counselors agreed with me, and I don't, like, we're divorced. We're cool now. So if she gets mad about this video, oh, man, what the fuck you gonna do? Take half my shit? You didn't, because I gave it to you. Anyway, came home, house was empty. I'm like, bitch, if you would have cleaned the house this good when we was together. Anyway, it's just those small things to me that I'm like, I have tried to be very open over the years because I've learned from my mistakes, because I've made a lot of mistakes. I haven't matured because of time. I've matured because of failure. And the reason I do these things is because I want any relationship of mine to succeed. The only person that gets to pass on abandoning me is my daughter. And it wasn't her fault. She was a teenager when we were going through this. She was emotional. She stopped talking to me for about 6 months. Fucking goddamn. That was worse than the fucking divorce. Because losing my daughter, I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. I'm gonna show you how I get these pictures too. It ain't like it's anything important, but I do take my ass around these buildings, then I stop, and then I take pictures, then I move the bike, and I take more pictures. It's kind of like weird, but ain't nobody giving a shit because ain't nobody out because this shit's abandoned. Anyway, it didn't matter what the reason was. For her, again, teenager, I'm the adult, I need to make amends, whatever the fuck the problem was. And I don't even remember what the problem was. She could have told me it was because it was too many leaves on the trees. I'd have pulled all them motherfuckers down, trying to make sure that I rescue the relationship that I had with my daughter, VTech. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna click a picture. Anyway, it didn't matter what the issue was because I had to put in the work to fix it. Because the relationship with my daughter was much more valuable than, I was feeling lost. I was feeling hurt and sad and alone. Spent Father's Day by myself, like, fucked up, hurting, crying on the inside, crying on the outside. It was some bull shit, but it didn't matter. And we good now. It's, this was years ago. She's 18, she grown, she don't really talk to me too much anyway unless she asking me to fix her car, a little shit. But we sat and talk and we do, conversation style stuff. Back then it was more like a counseling thing, and we had to talk, and I had to, make amends and do daddy-daughter stuff, which is another reason my daddy-daughter dates are super important with my kid. I do not welsh on the daddy-daughter dates. So she the only one that gets a pass. Ex-wife, I'm never gonna forget that shit. Even though we cool and we've done banquets and teenager shit and family stuff and Christmas, you know how fucking embarrassing it is to go to an apartment, by the way, that I helped pay for. The furniture inside of that motherfucker I paid over $10,000 something for without the child support. State put me on child support. My ex didn't put me on child support. I didn't give a fuck. I was gonna pay it anyway because it's for my daughter. Got the car fixed, furnished an apartment I don't live in. Had to go to a doorman one day, just visiting for Christmas because that's what we did. You know how fucking stupid I look going, hey, I'm here to visit my wife. Because we weren't divorced at the time. That was eating on my soul for years. But that's over now. Life's changed. Shit happens. This video gonna be long as fuck. So if y'all want to tune out, if y'all already tuned out, I get it. Oh shit, I ain't getting no more pictures. I need to get some more pictures. Anyway, the daughter situation's cool. Ex-wife situation was kind of cool. But it's like I had revealed vulnerabilities to people, and it was like, rather than do the work, even verified by a third party, you can do all the shit, you can change, and then when I'm told I have to do something, peace, I'm out, I'm Batman.
I'll look into it.
Same with my dad, right? I told him that I didn't like his wife. I don't give a fuck if he hears, he ain't watching these videos. I said, and I'm never rude, I'm never mean, unless you really, really push me. I was like, yo, you getting old, bro, basically. I don't want this lady beating you to death. You out here working, you old as fuck, you don't need to be having 2-3 jobs. You need to be getting to your retirement-ness where you can chillax. And he was picking up jobs and buying her vehicles, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Also, I found out that my dad and my stepmom had got divorced for whatever reasons unknown, but he was paying for my stepbrother's shit well into their 20s. He didn't pay for a fucking thing. I had to get a job. I was cutting grass. I had a smart beat pager and fucking minute phone. That's how old my shit was. But I'm like, yo, I found out this fool was paying for their stuff, didn't pay for none of my stuff, and I was feeling a certain way about that because I was like, bro, I don't even ask you for nothing, and you won't even do nothing for me. Cool. Show me how to be a man, I guess. Survive on my own, I guess. Not need him, I guess, but shit. Brother got feelings, you know what I mean? Anyway, found that shit out, and I was like, whatever. Told him we had a talk. Called him one day, tried to say, oh, motherfucker, sharp shit out here. Tried to say happy Thanksgiving. Phone disconnected. Okay, I don't know what the fuck was going on, dude. Maybe his phone's off. Maybe he ain't paid the bill because he's too busy paying his bitch's bills. Okay. Called him again a couple weeks later. Nothing. Like, what the fuck? Making sure I don't run over nothing because I got that kind of luck. I'm like, what is happening? The phone went disconnected. Changed his number. Gave his number to everybody in his contacts with me. His only son. That's crazy. Cool. That was November 2012. I ain't really talked to my dad since then. I mean, I've talked to him once or twice, visited him recently back in 23. Oh, I'm sorry, 24. Shit, this is 25. And, it was alright. We didn't really talk about the incident or why he fucking ghosted his only son. But in doing so, he ghosted his granddaughter as well because I was deployed. He didn't ever go to none of her gymnastic stuff, didn't go to none of her dance stuff. I'm like, yo, man, if you're not fucking with me, that's cool. But don't do your grandbaby like that. She didn't do nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you. I opened my heart. I was vulnerable to you, and I told you what was going on. Wasn't rude to your lady. I guess she saw the email because I put it in email form because I was TDY. I was on a military thing away from home at the time, and she got wind of it, or he showed her, which is his right. That's his wife. But at the same time, that's your fault. That message was to you. That message was labeled to Mr. fucking my dad Stone, and you know, he showed her. She got offended. Not my problem. Being truthful with my dad because I love my dad and I wanted to take care of him and I wanted to make sure he was good to go. Blew up in my face, ghosted me. 12 fucking years. There was some minor contact in between there with her family trying to get involved, and I'm like, who the fuck are y'all? I wouldn't recognize you if I walked by you in the street. I don't give a fuck what y'all have to say. I'm looking for my dad. I want to spend time with my dad. I miss my fucking dad. Taking into consideration? Nope. Got deployed. Never seen my daughter in between then and there. He still ain't seen her. She's fucking 18. Abandonment issues, pissed off issues, yes. That sucked. So it made me feel a certain way, and I was like, I'm never ever gonna do that to my daughter, and I never did. Anytime she had a recital, anytime she had anything, I showed up for everything because I wasn't showed up for it by certain people. My stepdad, my mom was there. My stepdad was in a suit with a fucking VHS recorder on a tripod. The dude was old school, but in the grand scheme of things, it's the people that are closest to me that I think I allow to hurt me the most, because I mean, the guess who's gonna hurt the most because they're the closest to me. What I'm doing is letting people who I think shouldn't hurt me, which is crazy because I'm an introvert. I'm very private. I don't let the outside world in very much, so I'm like, if I let you in to my soft underbelly, why the fuck are you carrying knives? And that's what I feel like. I feel like every time I'm vulnerable, open up, let somebody know something, they hit me with the fucking cool. I understand. Ninja vanish. So that, in a sense, has made me believe that I'm just like one of these abandoned buildings because I don't ask for much. I'm very, in my own perception, very easy to deal with for the most part. I'm like, you know, a lot of this is because of my mistakes in the past and learning and growing and doing the stuff I already made the video about, changing and doing shit. It's one of those things where it's like, yo, when it's your turn, what about my soul? What about my personality? What about me is labeled fucking disposable, discard, expendable? The fuck is that? I gotta put in work. You gotta put in work. Whether it be romantic relationship, whether it be personal, emotional relationship with me and my daughter, we both gotta put in work. I still have to put in work with my 18-year-old daughter. I can't expect our relationship to just coast. I gotta do daddy-daughter time. I gotta do ice cream. We gotta watch movies. We gotta do stuff together. And my daughter's gonna fade away from me, and that's what happens in relationships. You fade away from each other because one of you or both of you refuses to do the work, or one of you or both of you refuses to realize that that is what it takes to keep a relationship going. And there's ups and downs, there's ebbs and flows. You can't just give up. Say for instance, like, oh yeah, you know, you can't just get fat. And I'm talking about men or women. You can't just become emotionally distant. You be like, oh, this is not the person I fell in love with. We don't date no more. You don't take me out. Well, bitch, you fat. I really don't want to take you out. No man should say that. No man should feel that. But that's the reality of the shit that happens. And oh, don't get fucking twisted, because you could be like, yo, how come we not having sex no more? She gonna say, bitch, you fat. I see stomach before I see dick. Right? That hurts. So you both got to keep up some level of maintenance in a relationship, but it's not always just physical. It's about caring. It's about treating each other right. It's about paying attention to the things that you neglect because, oh, we've been together so long. That don't make a fucking difference. You cannot become complacent, and I'm speaking from experience on both sides. And this is one of those things where I'm like, most recently, I had an issue, made my issue known, calm, collected, thought about it, because I used to fly off the handle, I used to complain, I used to bitch, and I used to be angry. She wasn't there for them years. She wasn't there for that formulative change that made me the person I am now. So now, I'm using all of my past experiences to deliver a message with care and love and dignity and respect. And sender, receiver. Receiver was like, cool. Smoke bomb! And that's where I currently am today. Fucking abandoned. Those buildings are beautiful. I see the beauty in them because maybe they house somebody. Maybe they protected you from the rain. Maybe they provided warmth and shelter. Maybe you just needed them for a second. You stopped in and was like, oh, this is nice, and then you left. And all they required was a little upkeep. The building didn't ask to be here. Somebody took raw materials, brick and mortar, created something that didn't ask to be here, and everybody else used it for a purpose, but didn't take the time to cut the grass, to fix the cracks, to mortar the walls, to fix the drywall, fix the roof. You let the leaks come in, and then eventually the ceiling starts to rot, and then the floor starts to rot, and then the foundation gives away. But the building was sitting there doing its thing the whole time. It was trying its best to keep you sheltered, to keep you protected, to do its task, and all you had to do is a little maintenance. You don't have to be a fixer-upper if you fucking take care of it. I know I spent about half an hour personifying a building and telling myself I'm like one. I'm out.